This is 3 News Daily.
Hello everyone, welcome back to 3 News Daily on this Tuesday, January 31st. I'm Stephanie Haney here with your top stories from WKYC.com. And we start today with calls for justice for Tyree Nichols continuing. Last night, a prayer gathering was held at the intersection where Memphis officers brutally beat Nichols following a traffic stop, leading to his death 3 days later. After police body cam video of the beating was released on Friday, more disciplinary action is being taken. The 5 officers who beat Nichols have all been fired, and 2 more have been, quote, relieved of duty. And now the Memphis Fire Department says after an internal investigation, 2 EMTs and 1 fire lieutenant who responded have been fired for violating numerous policies and protocols. And this morning, Rebecca Duran, the mother of Donovan Lewis, the 20-year-old black man who was shot and killed in his Columbus apartment on August 30th by police, commended the Memphis Police Department for quickly firing the officers involved with Nichols' death and says not enough is being done here for her son.
The call to action is that if it can be done in a swift manner anywhere, it can be done swiftly here. And honestly, yesterday was 5 months since the murder of my son. And for the most part, there hasn't been any action.
On August 30th, Columbus police attempted to arrest Lewis on a warrant for assault, domestic violence, and improper handling of a firearm. Body cam footage showed an officer shoot Lewis less than 1 second after opening his bedroom door, and he died shortly after that. Now there's an investigation underway after a bicyclist was seriously injured in a hit-and-run incident on Cleveland's west side. Officials say the victim was riding his bike in the curb lane of Warren Road Thursday night when he was hit from behind by a car, and then that driver sped off heading north, leaving the biker lying in the snow. The victim was taken to the hospital with serious injuries, and we don't know his condition right now. This footage comes from a Nest doorbell camera, and it shows how it happened. You can see a quick shot of the car. Anyone with information is asked to call Cleveland police. Now, the Biden administration says all COVID pandemic emergency declarations will end in May. This move is a shift from responding to the pandemic as a national crisis to more like a seasonal disease. The White House released a statement saying the advance notice is designed to give states, healthcare providers, and hospitals time to adjust to the change, and the national emergency declarations will officially go away on May 11th. Now, the Federal Aviation Administration is working to prevent a major computer system meltdown again. In a letter to Congress on Monday, the FAA outlined a plan to replace the 30-year-old system called the Notice to Air Missions, which provides important safety notices to pilots, by mid-2025. There's a procedure change, too. The agency will now require at least 2 people to be in the room during maintenance on the system. And today, Governor Mike DeWine gave a State of the State address, and in that he said this year's budget will focus on children. He wants to end state sales tax on things like car seats and diapers, and wants to give top students who go to in-state colleges a $5,000 a year scholarship. The governor announced large investments in Ohio's jobs and wants better resources for mental health in the state. In law enforcement, DeWine plans to add more resources for body cameras and better training for de-escalation, use of force, and mental health. You'll hear from the governor on these things in our shows tonight. And last night here in Cleveland, City Council voted to expand its call center for non-emergency services, approving $4 million to make 311 easier to access. Right now, you can call 311 to report things like potholes, building violations, animal issues, and tree trimming requests. And with this extra money, there will be a new online component to submit service requests. We don't yet know when they'll start working on these improvements or when this overhaul is expected to be done. Now we turn to Cleveland Heights, where it's not exactly a pizza party between 2 neighbors who are battling it out in court. Plaintiffs Brooks and Micah Jones say that starting in May 2017, Paul Shams and Mary Lynn Newsom's backyard pizza oven would fill their home with smoke and fumes, causing them physical discomfort and emotional distress. So the Joneses want $25,000 in damages from the defendants. Our Carmen Blackwell will have details on this story for us tonight. All right, now it's time for our question of the day. We are 1 month into 2023, so we want to know what's helping you stick to your New Year's resolutions. And if you need a little reset, how do you plan to do that? Post your comment to the WKYC Facebook page, and we'll talk about it during What's New at 4 o'clock. Now, you know we've been talking about Netflix password sharing coming to an end, and now the streaming company says it will start blocking account sharing in March and will roll out a paid sharing plan. But what if we told you someone found a loophole? Netflix has been offering a test paid sharing plan in Latin America where users could add a sub-account for an additional $3 a month. And at least in Latin America, their mobile devices didn't show up as separate locations. So if people don't mind streaming on a phone or a tablet, they could avoid that extra charge. Now, of course, we won't know if this will work in the States until it rolls out here. And also, I just don't know how I feel about watching on a smartphone. That doesn't sound like the best experience. Maybe worth $3 if you can swing it. Thanks for being with us for today's edition of 3 News Daily. We will catch you back here tomorrow with more of your top stories from Northeast Ohio.